This gentleman's interested in knowing the
origin of the no loitering sign. Just curious of the history, yeah. Like what led to that sign? Who knows how long ago it was put up?
It was put up about 2 years ago.
2 years? Oh
yeah. Yeah, and the main reason was there was people sleeping in the bushes.
Oh yeah.
Scaring people.
So the original reason was the bush sleeping and they were they're scaring people.
Well, that and then they were hanging out in the Pergola area.
The Pergola?
Yeah.
How do you spell that? I would call it something else. I've never heard of. There's people hanging out there and
there was at night.
Outside.
And the main reason is we could put the sign up, so then if there was a problem, then the PD could ask them to leave. If there was no sign there, there's really no way that we could say, hey, you need to move on.
Yeah. Okay, because it comes as a surprise to me. I was sitting in front of the library and I got arrested last night, and it's just like, I didn't see any problems or anything. And I guess that sign is part of the reason why, but it's a little frustrating to have access to the internet and then this problem.
Right.
But you guys have had problems for 2 years, or the 2 years stopped it.
Correct.
And you're trying to you don't want anybody anywhere around the library.
It's not that we don't want them around. It's just that if they're creating a problem, then we have the right to have them to leave.
So it's not just the presence. It's also maybe a little other factor to that.
Yeah, we put it up there so we can ask them to leave. If it's not there, we can't really ask anybody to leave. We've had problems in the past.
Yeah. Well, would you just use that as a general for anybody who shows up there?
No, typically.
Because, I know you just said that it's for a specific, but the cops aren't interpreting that as a specific, problem. It's just anybody who's there. That's what they're interpreting it as. Because it just says no loitering.
Right.
So you drop off a book, you're loitering.
Right.
And it's very specific with the cops.
Right. Yeah. I don't know
If I wanted to hang out here and use the internet, the cops are saying no. You're saying that if there's a problem, but you're probably going to stand behind what the cops are doing, right?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what their reasoning is.
Or who would stand behind what the cops are doing? Because if I were to go to the cops and say I talked to so and so librarian, and they said it's specifically problems that come out,
right,
and not just people sitting in front of and using the internet. I explained that to the cops. It'd be nice for them to understand. This person who's the head of the librarian in charge of the property is saying it's not just an all around a no loitering issue for everybody who shows up. Does that make sense?
Correct. Yeah, and I don't know why the PD does what they do.
Well, they follow your orders. They're coming out and saying, okay, there's a sign here that says no loitering. It's a tell-all for everybody.
Right.
That's how they're That's what they're doing. That's what happened to me last night.
Right. Well, obviously I can't speak for why they determined that way, but our main reason is if we have it up there, then we have the right to say, hey, there being a problem, you need to move on. And the main thing was because the kids were hanging out there all night, throwing trash and vandalizing, painting. Vandalizing paint, and then the guy sleeping in the bushes. People walk by and it scares them. So
people returning books. I could see that's why you put the sign there.
Correct.
I'm not sure about the
there was
maybe
ladies that were afraid to go up and drop off the book because there was somebody out. Actually, that wasn't even in the bushes. They were just sleeping up against the wall. Yeah,
that's. That's understandable. They don't want to have to, Okay, but it just. How do I? If I wanted to use the internet and the cops show up again, I don't know what I. But I'm not hanging out near the book drop area.
Right.
It's where they get the best signal, of course.
Right.
And could I just refer to maybe your name and say this?
Well, you can. We don't have an issue as long as nobody's creating a problem.
Okay. I can use your name. You said.
Yeah, but then when it comes to how the PD decides, that I don't have.
Well, they'll take it to the judge. They'll write me a ticket and say you're trespassing, and then they'll go to the judge. And then they'll use you. They'll need witnesses, and then they'll come back to you, and they'll say, "Okay, will you testify against this person, saying that, you got a general all around no trespass, no loitering law against this person?" And then you'll say, "Yes, we do." And I don't know how it's going to end up in court, and it'll come back between two parties, the prosecutor and the defense, and you guys would serve as a witness.
Right. Well, typically the PD would only use something if there was an issue. If there wasn't an issue last night, I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't speak to that.
I was recording it, and it was.
The only thing we really have in terms of policies is says children under the age of 18 may not remain on library property
Oh yeah.
after closing.
Yeah, as I
It
know
doesn't say anything about adults.
Some libraries will actually encourage children to wait for being picked up by their parents or something at the library. Some are considered a safe zone.
Right.
In some respects.
We don't have an issue if you're out there using the internet. It's just the reason it was up there is because people were creating problems.
Yeah, it's not a generalized for anybody. It's actually specific for. Yeah, it's just too bad that the cops.
I can't speak for them. I don't know what their reasoning was.
Maybe
behind that.
it's a matter of trying to communicate to them and letting them know that it's more specific issue, not just.
Did they indicate that somebody had called them? Or?
No. It's just a general
were just-
patrol. I was sitting there at the
okay.
doors, and she showed up and just had to give me an ID. Well, I was a little argumentative with her, but I mean,
did they ask you just move on, or?
Yeah, of course, yeah. You're not allowed. You could stand on the sidewalk because that's public area and use the internet. I was trying to use the Wi-Fi. You have Wi-Fi available at night after the library's closed.
Was it plugged into the outlet or?
No, I have an iPad.
No, I mean, were you powering
You're
it?
in,
or
you're
anything?
in your
No.
car? Or?
I have a battery. That's good.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So
I've not heard that.
it's a really
kind of
strong
thing before.
enforcement. Just
Right. It
being
is.
at the library.
It is a little odd.
I'm
and I
afraid
don't
to be
know.
parked after hours. Just if I wanted to go for a walk after you close or something, and I'm parked, I got to get out of the lot. There are some that are staying overnight, the cars, but it's a little more fearful.
Yeah, I don't know. And like Jennifer said, I don't know if we have a specific policy as far as sitting in the parking lot using.
There's nothing in writing.
Right. I don't think there's
Okay.
anything.
Well, then
As long as you're not being disruptive or being threatening to anybody, we've never had an issue with
and a
it.
memorandum
Or
would need to be
camping.
sent to the cops to let them know to that there's specific
Right.
reasons.
Well, and that's the other thing too. Is if you hear them more than I think it's 2 days, then PD will usually ask you because they're living in the parking lot.
Oh, if you stay overnight 2 nights in a row or something, yeah, of course, yeah, no camping. You have that policy.
Yeah.
I understand that. I'm moving, yeah. All right. Well, what's your name? Maybe I could refer. Oh, you have a business card? Or I could refer would John Hartung
John's a director.
back that your policy.
Yeah, and he'd be the one that changes, or he's the one that takes care of the policy.
Because
so
you
he would
talk
be-
for him, you represent him and the policies, so
Correct.
I could
But
refer.
I believe Jennifer's correct. We don't have a specific policy talking
Yeah,
about.
if that's
Yeah,
okay.
that's
Is
for
this the only
kids,
piece?
but-
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, I can make you a copy of the general rules of conduct.
yeah.
It's on our
Don't
website.
make a lot of loud noises
Okay.
and
Yeah, do
all
you want
that.
me
I
to
understand.
look
No, I understand. Those are basic ones inside the library,
Well,
but the
it-
ones outside the
Sure,
library.
I mean, but it does
you know.
refer to that camping.
No
or
camping?
I can certainly print that out for you.
Yeah. How do they interpret?
Sure.
No, I don't need to print it. No,
No,
that's
okay.
that's fine. That's
Okay.
fine. I'll just take this.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much.
Okay, and if you want any more clarification, call John. I
Sure,
don't think he's
okay.
here right now, but
Okay. Yeah.
We can patch
Okay,
it through his
well-
voicemail.
All right. Thank you. That helps. Thank you.
Okay.
thanks.